We just had a scrumptious meal back there, and our next stop is only 100 meters away that way. Destination is the Tianjin Ancient Culture Street, a touristy area that natives might avoid, but also a one-stop solution for many local heritages. Take for instance clay figurine zhang and the xiangsheng performing art. At the end of the previous episode, I touched on Tianjin's attribute as a port, so it isn't surprising to see a Tianhao temple here, dedicated to the deity of seafarers. This area was actually a port, and those century-old pillars functioned like lighthouses, where lanterns were hung up as beacons. Having been a significant hub for centuries, Tianjin is naturally a cultural melting pot. The mingling of peoples enriched local entertainment, and the city arose as a creator of 曲艺, an umbrella term covering hundreds of traditional oral performing arts. One 曲艺 genre I've shown before is 评弹 of Suzhou. Another genre of 曲艺 that I think is more hardcore and closely associated with Tianjin is xiangsheng, also known as Crosstalk. Quite a few xiangsheng venues can be found here at Tianjin Ancient Culture Street. The vibrant ports and marketplaces provide a stage for xiangsheng artists. By that, I don't mean actual physical platforms. Back then, entertainers performed on the street. They just stand and talk with no accompaniment. Akin to stand-up comedy in this regard, is all talk. These are some reasons why I think xiangsheng is a hardcore variety of 曲艺。
语言艺术啊，对不对？尤其我就发现咱们中国这语言啊，可能您没有体会，我真觉得特别有力量。您比如说一个字儿就特别有力量，是吧？啊，比如说大伙儿咱都喜欢看电影，电影这个名字啊，很多名字起得非常好，但是你只要加一个字儿，立马就变烂片儿。
谁说的？
真是这样？
哪那么容易啊？
哎，你说一个呀？
我问你一个，
对不对？
泰坦尼克号，
泰坦尼克大号，
大号，
泰坦，
奇异博士，
奇异博士后。
还升一级，毒液，
消毒液，
改84了，
那立马的改完的不一样，你看看，
你就赶上这国外电影它好改，
那你问问中国电影啊，
你听我说呢，
对不对？
西游记，
山西游记。
大家推荐或者不推荐哪家相声呢？欢迎留言或者发条弹幕。我们选了名流茶馆，几位老师的表演倍儿哏儿。不好意思，第二个儿化音我实在发不出来。不过重要的是，当日的相声内容绝大部分都听明白了。我是中国香港人，在新加坡读的初中，随后在美国读的高中和大学，0几年才回到祖国，所以刚回国的时候我中文不太好。过年看春晚时会有点尴尬，杂技、歌舞这些节目我爱看，但小品和相声是真的听不懂。大家笑得开心，我就只好陪着一起笑。除了下蛋公鸡，公鸡中的战斗机，哦耶，那段确实蛮搞笑的。现在回国将近20年了，普通话听力和中文理解能力都有所提升，因此现场表演当中的很多梗和包袱都 get 得到。这第一次相声体验比想象中要好玩得多。For foreign viewers and visitors out there, 相声 allusions and puns might be incomprehensible, but if you've learned Chinese before, try testing your listening comprehension and Chinese cultural knowledge with 相声. A 相声 show often starts with a 快板 performance. 快板 literally means fast boards and refers to the bamboo clappers used for producing beats, similar to instrumentals in rap.
关羽迈步把船下，鲁大夫，我来得匆忙，还望你海涵。他二人携手揽腕进了大帐，周仓跟随在后边。这大帐之内摆酒宴，杯盘罗列酒菜全。什么山中走兽云中雁，陆地的牛羊海底的鲜，美味可口的白干酒，一坛一坛就往上端。
When someone speaks of xiangsheng, most people think of Tianjin right away. Well, xiangsheng has blossomed in Tianjin, but it actually sprouted in Beijing. One chief reason why Tianjin has long been known as the home of xiangsheng and a creator of 曲艺 is because of its history of inclusiveness and diversity as a trade hub, like I explained a few minutes ago. Perhaps the concentration of xiangsheng venues here at the Tianjin Ancient Culture Street is a salute to the area's past as a harbor. Today, Tianjin is still a major port and a major gateway of northern China. This arch here at the Ancient Culture Street refers to Tianjin by the nickname Jinmen, a reference to its function as gateway to the capital. A viewer of the last episode cleverly suggested that the name Tianjin could be interpreted as King's Landing. Yes, from a song of ice and fire. If you think that's pretty clever too, hit that like. Similar to the fictitious King's Landing, Jinmen Tianjin was a military stronghold that does overlook both sea and rivers. For dinner, we're heading to the restaurant Jin Cai Diancang, literally Jinmen Cuisine Classics, where we will sample Jinmen Cuisine's unique combo of maritime and riverine delicacies. One classic embodying the maritime nature of Jinmen is Ba'zhen Doufu, a tofu dish that includes the ba'zhen, a treasures which usually comprise several seafoods. Another classic is something called badacha, a group of brine seafoods. I saw badacha in online photos of the menus here at Jincai Diancang, but unfortunately, badacha is no longer served here. One unique aspect of badacha is that the ingredients more or less remain totally intact. So, for instance, you'll find organs and scales in and on the fish. Sounds pretty cool. Hopefully I get a chance to try it later. Coincidentally, there is another dish similar in some ways, the carp 蒸崩鲤鱼. These are the scales. Audibly crunchy. This and the steamed reef shed of Jiangnan cuisine are the only dishes I could think of in which the fish is served unscaled. However, one main difference between the two is that this wasn't steamed, it was fried. Which reminds me of another dish of Jiangnan cuisine, the squirrel fish, which is also fried and served with a sweet and sour sauce, and also carved in special ways to create a vivid posture. See how the fish looks like it's trying to jump out of a fishing net, hence the name 蒸崩鲤鱼, literally something like jumping carp. So the carp is not a sea seafood, it is a freshwater fish. This is one cool thing about Tianjin cuisine. Since Tianjin is not only a seaside city, it is also a riverside city, crisscrossed by various waterways such as the Grand Canal and High River. This unique geography endows Tianjin cuisine with a neat characteristic of emphasis on both freshwater seafoods and saltwater seafoods. We will see both in future videos. 再见。